putting in the research and the time and effort to finding a retreat. We've spoken about preparation to prepare for your first plant medicine ceremony. And now I want to talk a little bit about perhaps what to expect during a ceremony and some useful tools that help to serve me very well, especially during the rougher times, let's say, during medicine. So often during ceremonies there can be periods of discomfort. What the medicine often does is it goes through your body and it finds trapped emotions, unhealed traumas, and it goes to those places and it tries to release that energy, and it releases the energy through different types of purging. Purging can range from yawning, eyes watering, laughing, crying, but more commonly it often results in vomiting and even sometimes going to the bathroom. And during these moments of discomfort, it's often natural for us to enter into a state of resistance, because these are uncomfortable situations. These are things that we have been avoiding our entire life, and now all of a sudden they're put in front of us and we're almost forced to confront them. And the worst thing you can do in these states is to try to resist. And what helped me to stop resisting and to enter into a state of surrender was breathing. Taking long, deep breaths, because if you can't control anything else, the one thing you can control is your breath. And that's essentially very, very important during not just ceremonies, but during life. Breath work is much more popular these days. You'll hear people like Wim Hof talking about breath work, and I now really understand the importance of breath and how we're never really told how to breathe since the day we're born. We just breathe, and most people do short, sharp breaths throughout the day. But when you can take a really deep and meaningful breath, in that moment you are becoming centered, you're becoming refocused, and you're appreciating life in that moment. And during a ceremony, when you're experiencing discomfort, to be able to do this, it brings back some level of control to yourself, and it's a very, very useful tool to incorporate breath, and specifically breath work during ceremonies. Other tools and techniques that help me in ceremonies are to meditate, are to try to maintain a nice posture where I'm upright and my body is open in a state of receiving, so that the medicine can move through me more freely instead of being hunched up or in an uncomfortable position. That helps me to meditate, and often even moving the energy. So sometimes people instinctively, when they feel nauseous, they want to vomit, but what I found over a bunch of ceremonies was that often you can transmute this energy through movement, which means if there's music, or even if there's not music, just to get up, dance, stretch your body in different positions, perhaps do some yoga, and this can transmute the energy and move it through your body and help to release it in other ways that may not be through vomiting or going to the bathroom. And it's something that you get attuned to. You get to know your body, you get to understand yourself better, and during ceremonies you can make a decision whether or not you have a choice to purge, and if you think you can move, then you should try to move if you can. And the transmutation of energy is a very important tool to learn and pick up during ceremonies, because we are essentially energy, and if we can learn how to manage our own energy, it's an extremely powerful tool, not just in ceremonies but in life. For example, when you are in a hostile environment and say you lose your temper or get angry, instead of reacting, have awareness and breathe or move and transmute this energy so that you don't react and out of temper or in a heat of the moment circumstance, and you can actually take back your power and empower yourself by reclaiming your sovereignty through breath and through mindful movement. And those are some really useful tools that help me during ceremony, and I really hope they help you too.